I know I would ask you the sensitive parts of it, but there would have been moments. How did you face as an individual? How did you take it?
Because before the new government came itself, when a criminal case is booked against you, I mean, you have never anticipated something like that, never even dreamt of. It's not easy for a woman to have a criminal case.
Why didn't Margadarsi ever think of getting into the banking business?
Chairman was more inclined towards entertainment business.
Okay, whatever happened has happened. But I always had a feeling that it was a product ahead of its time.
That's the exact reason why I had to close it.
So do you see a challenge coming from these kind of products in terms of how you expand your business?
In the year 95, I took full charge of the business. The business was worth 500 crores turnover. And I set my goal that this company has to become a 10,000 crore turnover company one day.
Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatan. Finance, they say, is a man's business. Well, not exactly. We have seen from time immemorial that women manage households better when they have a hand on the money. And sure enough, they have proved to be a success day in and day out. We can take our mothers as an example, our sisters as an example, and many a household in India where women save money without even their husbands knowing it. The famous coin or the rupee in the rice box is a simple way of saving money in the good old days. But it's all changed. Today, financial instruments are a way to kind of prosper, to buy things that you want to do without having to undergo the pinch of paying high interest rates. One such lady who's been there, done that over the last 30 years is Shailaja Kiron, Managing Director of Margadarsi Chit Fund. Of course, she's donned many other hats, but I think this is where the flagship is all about. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you
Namaste.
so much. Thank you for the great opportunity
Thank you, ma'am.
to express myself.
So the question, obviously, I'm sure you got asked the same question numerous times, is where did it all start? I know you were married into the family.
Yeah.
And obviously, a typical thing of getting married into such a prestigious family with diverse interest groups in it would be to, do some very soft kind of jobs.
Yeah.
Mostly a CSR kind of thing or something in the marketing and sales, marketing side. But you directly jumped into the fire.
Yeah.
How was those early days in terms of Mr. Ramoji Rao asking you to take over and run this show?
I just want to say this thing, that this country's finance minister is a lady. A woman. And this is her, I think now the second term.
Yeah, 8th year in office.
Yeah, second term. And so, how the company, the country is progressing. So, as you yourself said, that every household, the funds are actually managed by the women. The man makes the money, but it's managed by the women, right?
True.
So I'm an MBA from PSG College of Tech, and that's where my husband studied too. We obviously didn't meet in the college because he was my senior and he left the college before I joined. So when my mother-in-law asked for a nice girl, my professor proposed my name to the family.
Okay.
And that's how I happened to get married into this family. We are two girls. I'm the older one. And my father ran a poultry business. It's a hatchery business. He's a veterinary doctor. And since we both were girls, I always had this zeal to do business. Right from 10th class onwards, I used to go to office. And the house and the office was connected. So it was in the same compound. So I grew up amidst, office business happening in the premises. So I was seeing men operating. So there was no intimidation to, interact with men or anything like that. And I was very sure that I have to run my dad's business one day. So, and being a, MCOM, MBA. So I knew how to do the accounts and the finance and all of that. But yes, producing chicks, marketing chicks is a different business compared to finance business. But when I got married, I was very clear to my husband that I have to be a career woman, because I grew up thinking that I'll run my dad's business, but just that it was a good match, good opportunity. So my father agreed to send me to Hyderabad. And it was very clear from day one that I will come into business of the family. But yes, the choice was limited, because the media businesses were run by the sons of the family. Already they were involved. And I got the opportunity to get into Margadarsi Chit funds. It was tough in the beginning, yeah, because I always had little apprehension to do with numbers. Though I did very well, but still that little, but my determination to be in business was stronger than my fear about the numbers. So I learned the ropes of the business, observed everything that's happening in the company. I understood that this company has humongous goodwill, because it was already a 28-year-old company, but lacked the drive and passion that was required to upscale the business. So that's where I fit in. And in the year 95, I took full charge of the business. Then the business was about 500 crores turnover. And I set my goal that this company has to become a 10,000 crore turnover company one day.
Today you are at 12,000.
Yeah, we touched about close to 13,000 crores last year. And this year we'll go close to 15,000 crores, probably cross the turnover. So the dream, very quietly, didn't announce about it to anybody, not even my father-in-law, because I believe in doing the work, be constructive, deliver the results, rather than talk about it. That's the way I operate.
People still remember Ramoji Raoji as somebody who, wherever he, I'm not saying man with a Midas touch, but
Yeah.
whatever he put his hand in,
Yeah.
it turned successful.
Yeah.
Okay, with the media, with Dolphin Hotels, I still remember in Vizag.
Yes,
And he
it's
used to
still
go
one of the famous hotels, popular hotels.
I remember that because I'm basically a hotel management student. So I remember the old adage which they say he used to go there and sit and look at every small thing. But when it comes to chit fund business, hard those days when 95 when you're speaking of, largely unorganized, small scale setup, run by individuals.
Yes.
And in many cases, they would disappear also. There were many bad apples in the basket.
Yeah, some, yeah.
Some. So in that case, when you took it over and ran it like a corporate, what were the challenges that you faced and what were the opportunities that you got?
The fundamentals were set in the company. The financial integrity, discipline, the team spirit, these fundamentals were there. But there was a lot to do. Build the teams, build the network. So from being an Andhra-based company with about 14 branches, we started, I saw the potential, because wherever we opened a branch, people would say, you should have come long ago. You're already late. That means that they want the product, that they want the company. The trust is there, the confidence was there, because it was run very methodically. But it was small, so it had to be scaled up. So then we started planning branches across Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Then we launched our operations in Tamil Nadu, and then we went to Karnataka. So today we are about 124 branches, and we have about 10 branches in the pipeline for this year. So now we have bigger plans, So one thing that my father-in-law always said is that we are custodians of the fund.
True.
We don't own the fund. So if not today, tomorrow, we need to repay every single rupee to everyone that has put in the money. So the thought is very, very clear. You manage it very well. You do not touch the fund. This fund is supposed to be disbursed to the price subscribers.
That's sacrosanct.
So we as foremen, we are called foremen, whoever runs the company. As foremen, we are supposed to manage the fund well, and that's what we do in Margadarsi. It's, people believe that it is safer than banks. because that's the kind of service we've delivered the last 63 years. People have got their money in an express way. If it's a urgent emergency situation, there are times we are paid in 3 days, because that's the minimum time that we would need to prepare the documentation, verify everything, make sure that we are giving the money to the right person with the proper documentation, and then disburse the money quickly. So we've been a very, very friendly company, and at the same time very stringent about our requirements. We make sure that our recovery is 100%.
In the finance business, usually, I mean, those days, early days, I remember when my father was also a Margadarsi subscriber long back, when I think I was in school or college in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
The question is trust, as you rightly said.
Yes.
And when you talk of somebody like Mr. Ramoji Rao being there, that itself gives that element of trust.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, the financial products over the years have changed. Okay, today we didn't have personal loans those days.
Yes.
Now that is there, but of course it comes with a huge interest rates
Yes.
there. You didn't have much of housing loans to take.
Yes.
We didn't even have wedding loans to take.
Absolutely.
Now you go with gold, you put the gold and you get money.
Absolutely.
So do you see a challenge coming from these kind of products in terms of how you expand your business?
Yeah. See, the challenge is not new. We faced the challenge, about 25 years ago. So we were not sure whether we'll be there after 25 years, because change is inevitable.
True.
And with change, if you don't adapt, then you tend to decline. So when you realize that personal loans are taking over, so we used to have small groups like 50,000, 1 lakh. Almost every household had a Chit kind of a thing. But when bankers are just giving it away like freebies,
Chocolates.
Yeah, naturally they'll go for it. So the small ticket ones have come down, but we have adapted to a business segment, and also personal needs. As you know, about 30 years ago, probably a wedding was done in 1-2 lakhs. And today even a lower middle class person requires a minimum of 10 lakhs. True. And middle class needs at least 1-2 crores, and upper middle class needs 3-4 crores. And the HNI, it's like maybe 25 crores, 50 crores.
There's no limit to it.
Depends on how much they want to splurge. So we are able to cater to the personal needs of people, maybe building a home, buying properties. I think it is still very attractive to people, because it ensures that you're disciplined to put away that money for a future need. And also, like a Chit borrowing, you repay within 50 months, about 4 years. Whereas bank borrowings continue for 20 years, 15 years, 20 years. So you're definitely paying that interest. Nothing is coming free, right?
In life, yeah.
So when you're paying over a longer period, you paid that much more interest. So a lot of people take the Chits and repay their bank loans. They do that.
So the obvious question would be, why didn't Margadarsi ever think of getting into the banking business? Because I think that was a natural corollary to what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, the thought was there, but chairman was more inclined towards entertainment business. That is why the huge project of Ramoji Film City came up. So anyway, you have to put your eggs. Generally it is in several baskets when you're saving, but then when you're investing, you have to put it in 1-2 businesses and ensure that those businesses grow. You should never put money in too many businesses.
You started with the poultry business, so you know it very well.
Yeah, because you need to manage your investments properly, run the business properly, get the returns from the business. So I guess that way we had to channelize into certain activities. Yeah.
Now, obviously, every business comes with challenges.
Yes.
Not every time you flourish. There are moments when things go bad. I know I won't ask you the sensitive parts of it, but there would have been moments, especially in the last 3 to 4 years, which you faced a lot of, every human being goes through that. How did you face, as an individual, how did you take it?
Yes, see, you know how Ramoji Rao Garu is, always perfect, always law-abiding. He always told us that, if you are law abiding, you can sleep well. You don't have to worry about who's going to come and knock your door. And he was a man of pride. He always told us, Shailaja, if you lose money, you can earn it back. But if you lose your pride, it'll never come back.
Come back.
So all through, back of my mind, it's always, yes, I'm managing public funds and there is an act that I need to comply with. Therefore, there is no way I can bring shame to the family. So Margadarsi became my first priority ahead of my own family. I have 3 daughters, but still, if it is work about Margadarsi, it's always, first complete Margadarsi work
Then
and
the rest of it.
then attend to your daughters or your husband. Of course, husband becomes the last when the children come,
That's true.
Yeah, for any family, for any mother.
Yes.
And Kiran has been an extraordinary husband who has been very, very cooperative, supportive, understanding. And along with my 3 girls also, who've been very cooperative all through their growing up years, not too demanding, knowing that the mom is fully engaged, working 12 hours, 14, 16 hours a day. So that's what made it possible to give the full time to work and ensure that there is not a remark on the company, never a remark. If there is any issue in the branch, any difficulty for a subscriber, if we come to know of it, we attend to it in 24 hours, 48 hours. What is the problem? Need to be addressed. There has to be always justice to the subscriber, because we believe happy customers bring, many more customers. And I truly believe, unless a customer is kept happy and they patronize you, how do you grow otherwise? And somewhere along the conscience, that you got to do your best for them. Because of them, you are here today.
That's true.
So it has to be a win-win situation for them and for us. No compromise on that.
Then there was Kalanjali, isn't it?
No, I will come to the second part of your question. How did I face through the crisis?
That is a very, very important thing for women to understand.
So it was quite shocking when cases were booked against you, because when you were the best company in the industry, doing everything 100% according to the act, it was shocking and surprising how any case can be booked. Because, when there is a government working against you, then any case can be booked, is what has to be said with regard to the case that was booked in Margadarsi. Because before the new government came itself, the court struck it down in Guntur, saying that there's no case here, there's no default, so there's no case at all. So, justice prevailed. Well, it was very, very tough, because when a criminal case is booked against you, you have never anticipated something like that, never even dreamt of, and it's not easy for a woman to have a criminal case. And the family, the girls, it was quite traumatic for the girls too. But my father-in-law told me this, Shailaja, he said, look at it as an opportunity.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's not easy to look at it as an opportunity.
A learning process.
Yeah. But yes, I thought the thing is, you're bold because you've never done anything wrong. There's nothing wrong in what is done. There's no case at all. So the strength comes from being right, being lawful. Yeah. And we will fight it, Justice shall prevail. And so has justice prevailed.
That's a good attitude.
And I will take it the way it comes. As it comes today, I will live life by the day. And it gave me a complete perspective of how life can be for anybody. Until then, right from 95 when I became the managing director, till 2022, It was only climbing the mountain.
So there was no, there was no.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we plan, we open these branches, we do these turnovers, and we clock it. So that was the path going.
Suddenly you hit the rough patch.
Very rough patch.
In fact, that is, I think,
unpredictable.
Yeah,
rough
you basically
patch.
got in the middle of a political crossfire. That's what happened.
Yeah,
and everybody
but it
knows
was
that.
a learning. I took it as a learning in life, that life can be sour at times, for no fault of yours, and still you have to live through it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it all comes with like the Ugadi Pachadi,
It gave a better perspective of life, and you get to be more compassionate and empathetic towards others.
You know what it's to go through that. Great lessons. In fact, they don't teach you this in MBA colleges.
No.
The most important thing was that also you handled a couple of sub-brands of Margaret, or the group as such. One which was Kalanjali.
Yeah.
Which again set a trend which nobody had at that time. You had small shops, mom and pop shops, but building a brand like that, I still remember people coming from Kerala, my home state, and they would say, okay, where do we go and shop? So we will say, go to Kalanjali. Because you know that one, it is the quality is assured. But how did you build up that brand? Was it a well thought of thing? Was it a natural spin-off?
Actually, Kalanjali was started because Chairman Ramajurao Garu was passionate about handicrafts. As you know, he used to live in Delhi he lived for about 2 years. And then he used to see the emporiums there.
True.
Therefore, he wanted to pay tribute to the artisans of the country, and that's how Kalanjali was started. And then, when the management had to change, I pitched in. I said, give me an opportunity.
you had your hands up.
Very enthusiastically. Because, I loved textiles. I love textiles. I love the colors. I love the, texture of it. So I was very happy. So it's like, I used to go first to Kalanjali because it was on my way home. And since it was new business, this also was about 95, 96. I was working in Margadarsi from 90, but Kalanjali I took over in 95. So I was there till 3 p.m., 4 p.m. and then go to Margadarsi and have my lunch. So unless you're passionate every day almost for 2-3 years, that's how, worked on Kalanjali, turned it around, made it profitable, made it the store to go to,
You didn't have a kind of a plan to go national? I thought it's always a national brand as such. Another product which I was involved in distinctly in the launch of it through my media connection when I was working in Times was a Brisa launch. Okay, whatever happened has happened. But I always had a feeling that it was a product ahead of its time.
That's the exact reason why I had to close it.
Today,
it was overscaled. A 35,000 SFT store in Hyderabad, it could not sustain. The product was fantastic. Even today, people come up and tell me, do you have any plans to relaunch? I said, I've burnt my fingers enough. Had it been a 5,000 SFT store, it would have still been good, I guess I got influenced by the Macy's of the world.
But I think you launch it today as such, with the malls and all that are there. Basically, I think that brand would still have been there because today
it would. Even today I can revive it, because the goodwill is there, the kind of product line that we had, all of it.
The Gen Z generation is basically out to buy these products, actually.
Yes.
So when you look at your business as such, you had Margadarsi, you had Kalanjali, you had Brisa, and then, of course, overall, you also had a look at what the media business is, but you were not actively running it.
Yes.
But the point is, at the end of the day, as a woman, entrepreneur, today it's become a very fashionable word. In the world of startups and all that.
Yes.
Do you feel that still it's a conservative way to run business? Because usually, pardon me if I'm wrong, but
no,
South Indians, we are very conservative when it comes to, we are not flashy.
Yes.
In terms of running business, you can always say, I'll open all over the country, Margadarsi branches, but then you don't do it. what is your business thought process as such? Because
Yeah.
you said you want to grow, but then
Yeah.
how is that growth going to come from?
See, in 95, when I planned 10,000 crores, I thought probably it will be when I'm probably 70 years old, because the economy was like that.
True.
Yeah, we were just growing at the rate of 3-4% then, and then today we are growing at 10%, right? So now the plan is bigger. Definitely, we are going to new states, and here also all the 4 states that we operate, we're going to multiply. So in between, for about 7 years, I had thought enough is enough, because I mean, like, how much can you take on?
The pressure.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I was like, I'm done. Let me just manage this properly, and when I get some support from the family or whatever, then I realized in the time of crisis, sometimes crisis gives you fresh thoughts. You think out of the box.
Correct.
I said, I'm going to institutionalize furthermore. So we took chartered accountants, we took ex-bankers, so we appointed a CEO, all of that happened in 23, 24, when we were going through the crisis. So now we've geared up. Now we have manpower to manage. Otherwise I was running,
Everything.
along with, yes, we had homegrown vice presidents, very committed, knowledgeable, but they're not enough to take on the scale, We had to strengthen the team. So now we've done that, and we will continue to do that now. So somehow we didn't anticipate that bringing in outsiders would be able to, would enable the business to grow. But I am seeing that it is possible. So now,
Great.
again, the second phase of Margadarsi is going to start.
Very good.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a woman, as a young girl, you got a chance to run a business 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You have 3 daughters. So the
Yes.
obvious question is, would now they also be inculcated, or would they have a baptism by fire being inculcated into the business, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Do they also have the propensity, do they have the interest to take on?
Yeah. See, they've seen me from childhood, so they're definitely inspired, and they're well educated. My elder daughter went to Columbia University. She went to Imperial College London. So she's quite very well educated, and she's looking into our food business. Priya.
Priya as such.
Yeah, Priya. And we've launched a millet line called Sabala. So she's working on that. So we're trying to institutionalize even that business and try to help her to scale up the operations. And my second daughter, Brati, is into media, digital media.
Okay.
So she worked with her grandfather, and she's working on turning around the new digital business that she's into. And my third daughter right now is pursuing film studies. So let's see what she will take
So
over.
everybody fits into the family business.
Yeah, luckily.
No, as we close the conversation, there is always, I keep speaking to
Yeah.
many people, including a cousin of mine who's a professor of family business in one of the leading management colleges here in Hyderabad. And the obvious question that I always ask him and others also is that I have seen it in the companies where I've worked. The first generation really builds up the business.
Yes.
They bring it from scratch to something.
Yes.
The second generation scales it up. But the third generation usually comes with, as you rightly said, out of the box ideas. And they say, no, this is not a business to run. We should run it this way.
Yeah.
Do you think as elders,
Yes.
we need to appreciate what these young kids come up with?
Yes, definitely we need to encourage them, but we also need to guide them. We need to make sure that, small mistakes are okay, but big errors can be disruptive. So I think where required, we have to handhold them and, make sure that we walk with them. So I think they will definitely add value, because they have a lot more exposure, but our experience does matter too.
True.
Yeah,
that is.
and we would like to tread caution, not run because someone else is running, but run to the extent that one can run. Yeah.
Is there a word called retirement in your vocabulary?
I don't think so.
So
You know.
as a parting thought,
Yeah.
if you're given a chance to start all over again, whenever you had started 30, 35 years
Yeah,
ago, when you became the
yeah,
boss,
Yeah.
are there things you would do differently?
Yes, I think, I missed out a lot of fun the first 30 years. I was mostly workaholic. So I would like to have a little more fun in life also, like maybe travel. I would have probably preferred traveling a bit more, probably spending a bit more time with the family. I could have institutionalized 10 years ago. Probably I would have had half an hour more with the family, you know.
That I think is a dream for every
Yeah.
woman who's on the working side actually.
Yeah.
Great speaking to you, wonderful. I'm sure that women who listen to this conversation, especially women, need to understand that there is a life behind. I mean, as I say, behind every successful man stands a woman, but here also I think behind every successful woman stands a man too.
Yes.
Your husband has been a great support, as you described.
Yeah.
The children have been a great support. But I think the end of the day, to run a media house, to run a film city, and to run a chit fund are three different businesses. But I think within that stable of all the products that you have, I think you showed a way ahead and you proved a point.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, Ms. Shailaja Kiron. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a lady who walked her talk. 30 years ago, when she took over as the managing director of Margadarsi Chit Funds, it was a small operation. But as she said during the course of this chat, that she wanted it to hit the 10,000 mark and now the 15,000 mark. And of course, there's no stopping. It all goes on and on. But I'm sure there's a lot of lessons in business to be learned, especially for women, that there are plenty of opportunities to be had. You need to go out and get it. That's what matters. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.